Yeah. Okay, let's talk a little bit about why flexible is important, especially on a homestead. Um, all of you know life happens, right? I'll tell you what, I'm going to set this up a little bit where I can just work and talk at the same time. But life happens, such as your camera tripod not being happy. But life happens. Um, a lot of negative things, a lot of good, wonderful things. Um, how you respond to those things defines who you are. What are your values? Do your values work for you? I'm going to start with just a little bit of how we've gotten slapped in the face over the years. Okay, one, I came up in an alcoholic family. Kind of, my parents were wonderful in the community and a lot of stuff. We still had a lot of problems around alcoholism. I married an alcoholic. He and I had two wonderful children. We lost our son, though, to cancer at age 5.5. I lost my mother during that time period. My daughter was born prematurely, quite ill. We went through 3 different sets of cancer with her. We lost her as a young adult. She passed finally at 42 after battling cancer for 7 years. I've had a lot of devastating things. My health has not been the best. I've had cancer. I was in a major accident with a horse when I was a child that pulled me out of society for a while, and when I went back in, I didn't feel like I fit. I was one of those kids where they put a smart young kid in tag now. They just bumped us up several grades, and we were in with older kids. Think about Sheldon. Yeah, that was me. That was me. Okay. Just didn't fit in. And to get away from a lot of things, I ended up going out in the woods, riding horses, hiking, getting in a canoe and going down the different rivers. I was a wild child for a while. All the things you do to compensate. But in the process, those things helped me become quite strong. They helped me learn a lot about some wonderful things out in the woods. Later on, the last few years, we lost our daughter. Our house went off foundation. Uh, I lost the lady that was dear to my heart, and then my 2 best friends. All this happened in the last 3 years. We essentially quit. Both of us were so discouraged by life in general that we kind of gave up on doing things. Now we're back on our feet. We're out doing again. I've got a really good garden going there. Yeah, as I said earlier, it's rained like crazy. So we've got a lot of weeding to do. Well, the dogs, we've got a bear recently, and the dogs have been running him off. So you'll hear a lot of barking in the background. I just saw him go up through the woods. So this is life on the funny farm, huh? That's why we have a lot of dogs, guard dogs and everything. So that's just part of it, But it's important to learn what your values are, you know. I think we're blessed. Our land is paid for. We have good family and friends. We're blessed in our faith. Between the 2 of us, we have an amazing amount of skill sets. I've been so happy to realize that, There's not much that one or the other of us can't turn our hand to. Now we are aging. We're losing a lot of body strength. But we're blessed that we've got a community of younger people that are willing to come and help us. So, it all intertwines together. The thing is, as life happens, it's okay to get down. It's okay to be knocked down. But the big thing is, you pick yourself up again, and you learn to do things differently. I'm doing a different style of gardening now than I did 10 years ago or 20 years ago. Gosh, 30 years ago, we had 16 acres in organic herbs, and we were selling to 3 restaurants and hitting 5 or 6 farmers markets. We had 16 volunteers and 2 full-time employees. Now, there's me and my husband. We have a volunteer come in occasionally, and I hire some youngsters that I know to help with the heavy lifting, we have one boy that comes in and helps offload the feed and take it back to the feed shed for me. I could do it. It'd take me, 5 or 6 hours probably to get it all done. He comes in and it's done in 20 minutes, So you work with what you've got, that flexibility. For me, one of the things I've had to really do some changing on, let me get rid of these gloves I'm sitting here piddling with. And one of the things I've had to change is I've always been out front. I've been a leader, a doer. I've been deeply involved in community action. I've been involved in activism on a national level, gone to D.C. to battle some things and so on and so forth. And over the last year or two, I've had to realize that I'm not there anymore. My activism is stewarding our land, treasuring our family, and trying to keep ties warm and strong. I'm having to really change the way I do things. Recognize, well, maybe it'd be better to do a little less of this and more of this because of my health. One thing that has really hit in the last couple of years is we've always had volunteers come in. Woof, help X, work away. All been different things that we've done. We've always had, maybe 4 or 5 people in, maybe 1 or 2 here, and then the others will come in and one set will be leaving. And, we've just always done that since actually in the 1990s. And we love it because people are coming from all over the world and traveling, and they want to come and learn our style of living. Hello, Jippers. I got a dog that just showed up. But one of the things we do is we teach. And one of the ways I do that is I'm out there. You show them, you have them do it with you, and then you turn them loose and see how they do and answer any questions and help them. But right now, I can't be out in front swinging the hoe, running the chainsaw. I hear you, Jip. Oh. Go. That's a good girl. Go. Jip wants me to go to the house. She's ready to go lay down, and I've got the door closed. But now I can't do that, And so I quit having volunteers come in. I thought, well, I can't be out there doing and showing them. And then some of my volunteers that have come back, they've become extended family. And they come back. And one of the things they've said is one of the reasons they came was to learn. So get some more volunteers in, teach, show them how to do things, but let them do the labor. This is a change for me. I want to feel as if I am giving, I want them to know about this lifestyle, but the big thing right now is the thing I've got to teach is that if you stay flexible, the world still happens, maybe it's about sharing vision and stewardship and adapting as you go. That is so important. In building community, if you don't have community, you haven't got anything. The world is changing so rapidly. People don't stop to help people who are broken down anymore. They're afraid of some sort of person out to get them. I may not talk to one of my neighbors for six weeks because I stay home a lot. But they'll call if they need something, or I feel like I can call them if I need something. I think our gauge of success is dependent on our mindset. we're happy. We have a roof over our head. We have food to eat that comes, for the most part, off a homestead. We have a wonderful circle of friends and family of heart, and pretty close to most of the family. I mean, these are things that are important. And, you have your core values that you don't want to flex on. You need to set your boundaries and all that. But basically, it's about being flexible. The why of it is that if you're flexible, you will succeed. If you know your goals, if you allow your goals to change through time, that flexibility leads to success. And I'm looking here at my garden, which is head high right now because it's been raining for over a week. And I'm going, oh, Lord, what a mess. But you know what? 2 days of work and it'll be back together again. And last minute thing. I'm really excited. One of our volunteers from, I guess it's been about 1.5 years ago, is coming back up to help us take the roof off the old house. And that roofing material and the lumber that's in it will be building a bedroom on the shop that we're living in. We're living in my shop after the house went. We were blessed that we had the shop. And several other people will be coming in to help. So we are reusing, recycling, and repurposing all of our stuff. I am so happy. I did something I don't usually do. I reached out to this person and said, will you come and help? And so he's finishing up the job he's on, and then he's coming up here and bringing a friend with him. And we've got 2 of the youngsters are going to come up and help. So it's going to happen, Flexibility, being willing to change your mindset. Sometimes it's changing values too, Being happy with what we've got instead of the perfect. Neil always says the perfect is the death of achievement. And he is so right. Okay, guys, that's enough philosophy. I've got to get to weeding. But stay flexible. Plans change. It's not the end of the world. Find a new path. Sometimes a new path is the most wonderful one in the whole world. So happy herbing, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.